everyone. It's Shamila Ramjawan coming to you from the Red Corner Chat in Johannesburg, South Africa. It is now 9 p.m. and I get to talk to the gorgeous Dawn Airhart Witte, who is currently in Los Angeles, the United States of America. And it's now noon there in the USA, Dawn?
Yes, it's noon, it's midday, it's a beautiful day in Southern California, and thank you so much for having me.
It's only a pleasure. I'm so looking forward to our chat. I think there's so much that you're going to share with us, especially your love for Africa, which I'm dying to hear. Maybe we can just start by you telling us or telling everybody else, who is Dawn?
Well, as you said, my name is Dawn Airhart Witte. I am the mother of two beautiful, amazing daughters. I'm the founder of the Desire to Inspire Foundation, and I've done some speaking and I've written a few books. And everything I do, all the work I do in the world, is to help lift people and spread more love and kindness. And so that's what the foundation is built upon. That's what my books are about, and helping people live into their highest and greatest selves. So
Lovely.
That's me in a nutshell.
Yes, and tell me about your two daughters.
Their names are Taylor and Carrington. They are 30 and 29, and they get so mad. I think they're used to it by now because I always tell people how old they are. They taught me so much about who I want to be in the world. They taught me so much about life and what's important, and I love them. They tell me I love them too much, but I don't think there's such a thing.
I think it's just a natural thing when it comes from a mother. I think every mother loves their kids too much. So there's no limit to that. But just a little bit about your work. I know you actually do a lot with your foundation. I saw the amazing photographs that you had sent through. That really touched my heart because I'm so passionate about humanitarianism. So maybe take me through some of that, some of your experiences with the work that you do in your foundation.
Oh, well, I started the foundation initially because I wanted to share with people the amazing people like yourself, like Larita, like all the, these wonderful people in the world doing good things, helping save animals and helping lift unwed mothers up and helping them with their children. And I just thought, we look at the news and we think that the world is just terrible, that everybody's, mean and, robbing. And I just thought there are those people that exist, but I wanted to share the people doing good things in the world. And when I went to Africa, I saw so much of it. Even though some of these people are struggling, well, most of the people I work with, they're struggling themselves, but they still find it in their heart to take in, more and more children. Mama Josephine in Uganda has 67 children that she's raising. I mean, I had two. 67 is just unbelievable, but it's a challenge and a struggle every day to feed so many children, yet she never turns a child away. And when I think about inspiration, that inspires me. So, I went to Africa, I met those people, I met these children, I fell in love with them. And I just thought, I can't go back home and live, my life, my day-to-day, daily routine and know that they're struggling for things like clean water or food on a daily basis and not do anything. So it's become, my driving force, my life work, and my passion.
It is quite an eye-opener, especially when you travel into the rural or community areas and you see exactly how people live. Because a lot of people I would say they're in their complacent zones where they actually don't know exactly what's happening out there. But unless you go out there, then you can see the real life that people lead in the rural areas. And that really, touches a lot of hearts. But just back to Africa, have you just been to Uganda in Africa?
No, I've been to 5 different countries so far. I have spent in the last 3.5 years, I've spent almost 4 months in Africa, because I usually go for about a month at a time, going from Uganda to Kenya to Rwanda, flying to Sierra Leone, visiting my kids in Ghana. If I'm going to be all the way there, I can't just say, oh, I'll just visit, my kids in Uganda my next trip. So it's a lot of travel within that travel. But just like you said, when you go into the rural communities and you start seeing how people are living, I think we intellectually understand that poverty exists, but when you see it that up close and personal, it has such a profound impact on your heart and your soul. And it really makes you so grateful for all that we do have. So it's life-changing, life-changing.
Absolutely. So you've done 5 countries in Africa. We have 54 on the continent. So where to next?
Well, I still have to go to my 5 countries, and I think Namibia's calling me, and I definitely think South Africa's calling me. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. There's no end. I want to go to all of them.
Well, I would love to host you in South Africa. So you
Oh,
come to visit us.
I definitely will. I definitely will.
Awesome. Tell me about the 2 community centers that you are currently building.
Oh, the community centers. I'm so excited about this because not only are we going to improve the homes where these children live, oftentimes, you know, very cramped, but what we want to do is we want to create something sustainable for them so they can grow some things, they have food that they can eat. But our biggest thing is to allow these children to use their gifts and talents, the things that they love, you know, that get them really excited, to put those talents into something that they can do to earn a living for themselves. And, you know, what we want to do, what we envision, and what I know is going to happen, is we're going to provide classes and maybe some organized sports games for everyone in the community, as well as, you know, just the children we work with. So it's lifting every person that is in, you know, the area, from the buying the bricks from a local brick maker there, you know, that will give him some income. He'll earn some money from that, helping mama and her children, and then giving back to the community also. It's like everybody gets lifted. So that's the concept behind the community centers that we're building.
Such an amazing initiative, you know, and it has such a spiral effect where you creating jobs, you are fending for the poor, the impoverished, you building community centers, you educating people along the way. There's just so much to that, and I'm sure that is just fulfillment for you on your side and your part. But where about in Africa are the 2 community centers?
Well, right now we're focused on Uganda. I'm hoping that we will have that built by next October. So that is, I've put that out to the universe. And so that's my plan. And then we're also looking at, we're Sierra Leone and Ghana. We have 2 upcoming ones. So those are the 3 places that we've done the bulk of our work. Ghana was the first place I visited. So that's always going to feel like, you know, home to me. But I have to tell you, everywhere I've been in Africa, all feels like home to me.
That is amazing. Yes, Africa is beautiful, and every country has their own culture, their own people, everything to go with it. And it's just amazing to just visit. And, you know, I've been to a few countries in Africa. I'm working in a few countries in Africa as well. So I think maybe we should just collaborate and see how we can, you know, work together. I also have a friend that I met when I went to Morocco. You know, we did the Woman in Africa, and I met her in Morocco. And she invited me to a wedding in Uganda last year, which I couldn't make. So I have somebody there as well that I can connect you with.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. You know, pretty soon, I think I'm going to know everybody that lives in Uganda and Ghana, at least.
Ghana, we're just making a breakthrough now. We have supplied menstrual cups, Princess D menstrual cups to them as well in Ghana. So there's quite an interest there. So I am going to be working there as well. So it's just the COVID-19 that messed up everything, you know, for all of us this year. So hopefully we'll get going shortly. Just
yes, yes.
and praying. Yeah. So just you have this wonderful quote by Pamela Leo. Do you have it with you? Because I have it here. Which I'd like to read.
You probably can find it faster than I can, but I know
I have it here in front of me because I thought this resonates with everything that you're doing with children and the communities that you work in. So I'm just going to read it out. It's something that you said that you really believe in these words. And I thought that was just so apt to actually read it out here. So it's by Pamela Leo. Children need at least one person in their life who thinks the sun rises and sets on them, who delights in their existence and loves them unconditionally.
Well, I think everybody needs to have at least one person in your life that just thinks you are the greatest being that ever existed. And to get to do that, see, this is when I cry, to get to be that person
Ah,
for those children, it is an honor.
yes. And I think, it's not just being a mother, but I think if you have that in your soul, where you have that passion and I would say compassion, because we're compassionate people, I don't think it takes a parent to do that. I think even if I wasn't a parent, I would still have the same heart and I would actually want to do for others. So I think it takes the person. And I was just listening to Dr. Larita now and Dr. Missy on that entire conversation. I thought that was just overwhelming. And, the amount of wisdom that came out of that chat now was amazing, so it's your purpose in process. And those words that really, I just caught on to those words. Everything is a process.
Yes. Life is a process.
Yes.
I think we learn lessons throughout our lifetime. Sometimes it takes several different situations to finally drive that home. But, we have to be willing to grow and expand and change and take the lessons. And one of the reasons I wrote my book about my 7 words is if we're always mindful of being who we choose to be in the world, which is, being love, being kind, being strong, getting up every single time, we fall, being genuine, being true and authentic to the world, being inspired. When you're inspired, you just can't wait to do things. And I always miss one of my words. Goodness gracious. And grateful. I don't know how I could forget grateful and happy. Grateful and happy. Again, we are so blessed. And even the people that are living in the most dire circumstances that I have seen, they still are happy. They find joy with every moment. And I just think that is inspirational, because we sometimes have a hard time getting to happy, and we don't have, the day-to-day challenges that they face, yet they can be happy despite. So
Yes.
that's it's everything I do is just all wrapped up into the 7 words, and trying to inspire people to live into their purpose, because I think we all have one.
Yes. I think I got that wrong. I said, it's actually purpose. Your purpose is a process. So just on that, I think it's so important to actually just mention your affirmations every day. I think that is important because, and people can create their own. Take a pen and page and just list the things like you said. Being grateful, being thankful, being appreciative. I spoke to somebody the other day and we were just talking about death. People mourn when people die, and you realize that you've lost somebody that was so close to you. And then you actually have regrets as well, because you feel that you should have spent more time with that person, or you should have done things differently. So maybe, take a step back and think about the people that are so close to you right now in your life. What can you do differently? Because, life is so short that you might not even, or I might not even wake up tomorrow. So just try and think differently. And I think COVID-19, I always go back to COVID-19 because it's taught us so much this year. We're losing friends, we're losing family members. We need to take a step back and say, how can we do things differently in terms of being with our loved ones, chatting to them, FaceTiming them, making them feel loved. Yesterday, I posted something about a lady who always, always, always supports me, Muriel. And without fail, she will like my post, she'll comment, she'll send me an inbox message. And, usually I get irritated with inbox messages because, when people send me these good morning and good evening messages, I get really irritated because I don't have time to actually go through all of them or read them. And with Muriel, there was never a day where I said, please stop now. Just don't do this. I don't have the time to read your messages, because I feel, there's so much of love that we can give to people that actually give us love as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Just on that, Dawn, COVID-19, what has it taught you?
Oh boy, to be flexible, to be, I always thought I was flexible, but now you have to get way flexible. I I had been working so hard last year on my trip for this year to Africa. We were planning a day of purpose for the girls in Sierra Leone, with days of purpose to follow in Kenya and Ghana in June. And, what happened in March completely, changed all those plans. And, there was a little while there where I was like, wow, everything that I was working on, I can't do any of that. How do I regroup? How do I move forward? But just like you were saying a moment ago about, supporting each other and being there for each other, and about how precious life is. My dad died when he was 63. It was the day after Father's Day. He was mowing the lawn. And fortunately, on Father's Day, I called him to wish him a happy Father's Day. So the last words I got to say to him were, "I love you, Dad." And I was supposed to be visiting him the following week. So I said, "I love you, Dad. I'll see you next week." But ever since that happened, it was so quick. And I just thought, I want to always make sure the people that I love know that I love them. I don't want to waste time and, not tell them how I really feel about them. And when my daughters, they wrote the foreword to my first book. And when I read that, I just thought, oh my gosh, this is how my daughters see me, because they don't tell me those things to my face. So I think it's really important. We think about, eulogizing people after they've gone, to say all the wonderful things about how amazing they were. And we don't tell them while they're here. And I think, that experience really made me think, I want to make sure I always tell everybody like how much they mean to me, and, how significant they are in my life.
I think it's so important. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the COVID-19 thing, I think it also really just reaffirms that we have control over us and who we choose to be. That's it. We can't control circumstances. We can't control conditions. We can't control other people. And that really drove that notion home to me in the biggest way.
My next question is going to be, how did you actually keep mentally fit during that time?
Oh, well, when quarantine first happened, we locked down in California back in March, and we're still kind of on a mostly lockdown basis. I got to quarantine with my daughters, so they were both here, and it was just so nice to have them both home. And so it wasn't really surviving as much as, I was enjoying what I had at that moment. I think that they're always, you can look at the worrisome things, you can look at the scary things, or you can say, what can I focus on? How can I get through this as gracefully and inspired as I possibly can? So I just kept reminding myself, I'm here on this earth at this moment for a reason, and, how do I get through this as gracefully as possible? So there's been challenges for sure, but I look at the challenges other people are facing, and I'm like, my challenges are nothing compared to that. So I have remained positive, hopeful, and optimistic that we'll get through this together and we'll come out better on the other side.
I think the whole idea is to remain positive and also to spread positivity. That's very important, because everybody handles situations differently, and we can do our best to try and help others as well.
Yes, exactly. We get through it together. And that's kind of lesson about life, is we are here for each other. We are here to get through this thing called life together. And when we remember that, I think being kind to one another is an automatic reflex.
We talk about having Zoom and MS Teams and FaceTime and all of that, where we can connect with people and see people, because, I started the Red Corner Chat during lockdown because I felt that, I'm a people's person. I miss people so much. I'm a lecturer at the university, and I was actually going to get onto the university and have my own show. And I thought, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to sit back and wait. Let me just start my own Red Corner Chat. And that's how it actually started. Because I feel that, I have people now like close up with me and I can connect with them. But, there's others out there that don't have this, people living alone, people are just lonely. And I think it's important for us to spread those messages of positivity. Take, for example, what would have happened if we went into COVID-19 lockdown and we didn't have social media?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, think if this would have happened 20 years ago, I think it would have been a much different situation, but now we can work from home, we can do Zoom calls, we can FaceTime each other, we can stay connected. I can be connected with my people in Africa, even though I can't physically be there. So yeah, again, that's part of the being grateful, you know, gratitude for what we do have instead of focusing on the lack.
Now, Dawn, something very interesting. So we collaborated in this book, 17 dynamic women from, I think it's 5 continents. Yeah, and the lead author being Dr. Larita. So how did you get involved?
I met Larita 3 years ago, and the moment I talked to her, I just knew that this woman was soul family with me. And I've told her, I wrote it in the book. Anything she asks me, my answer to her will always be yes, because I know her heart is beautiful. She is a go-getter. She is a world changer, and she loves people. And so when she asked me, there was not even a hesitation. I didn't even know the details. I was just like, you're doing this? Okay, I'm in. And so I thought I had a couple weeks, you know, before I had to think about what I needed to write and get it to her. And then she texted me the day before the first draft was due. And I was like, she's like, oh, it's due tomorrow. And I thought, oh gosh, I don't even know what I'm going to write. But it all came together. It was divinely inspired. I loved the writing process. I loved everything about it. And again, it's Larita. Larita is magic in my life. So I will always say yes to her.
She's amazing, and you know, I just like the whole binding of the sisterhood. I think it's, you know, it's incredible that we all 17 women have come together, and at some point we're going to meet and just build on those relationships. I think it's going to be amazing. You know, the same with me. You know, she asked me to. She said to me, "It's up to you. You decide whether you want to be an ambassador, whether you want to be a co-author." And I just didn't have the time to sit down and write. I was so busy because I'm juggling so many different things. And I said to her, I'd rather opt for the ambassadorship, because then I can just write, you know, 2 pages instead of writing 5 or 10 pages, the entire chapter. So yes, that's how we became involved. But it's so interesting and exciting because we're launching on the 24th of October.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited to read everybody's stories. Larita's
So
the only one who's seen everybody's.
yes. So I was actually going through my cupboard today and I thought, what am I going to wear for the launch? Because we have to find something pink and something stunning. And yeah, so we're all going to dress up for that. But do you maybe want to elaborate more on the sort of donations that she's giving to Real Men Wear Pink and the other organizations? Because I think it's such a great initiative where we can actually now contribute to those initiatives.
Yes, well, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, you know, the universe is always putting amazing connections in our lives. You know, I've been watching this with Larita. So I introduced her to a friend who has a podcast, and she was doing the podcast, and then my friend Kim Jacobs, who also has a show and is amazing. Her brother-in-law had reached out to Larita, and then he said, hey, I love what you guys are doing. Like, let's see if we can collaborate. And when I hear the word collaborate, I'm always super excited, because I think that that's the way we change the world, when we work together in a common goal. So we will be making a donation at the end of the month to the Real Men Wear Pink, Courtney Jacobs campaign to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And some of the other authors have their own different charities that they'll be making donations to too. I will be, of course, making donations to Desire to Inspire Foundation, because, you know, that's my heart and my passion. But, you know, I think we all just want to lift others and help as many people and touch as many lives as possible. So, you know, so the proceeds are going to different things, but it's all in an effort to lift people and to inspire them with our stories.
I love that. And, you know, I just heard on the chat now that she had with Dr. Missy as well, is that she's also now getting involved with the human trafficking organization.
Yes, I don't know much about the, I don't remember which one of the authors is doing that, but I would love to find out more about that, because, you know, it's a problem, and I don't think people realize, you know, how many people are affected by that. in the world, not just in our country, but in the world. So I would love to know more about that, because anything that has to do with kids, you know, you don't hurt my kids. Any child is my child.
Definitely. I'm so jealous because you guys get to actually lay your hands on that book first.
Yes, as soon, yeah, I don't know when we're going to get our copies, but as soon as it's out on Amazon, I'm ordering it. I can't wait to read everybody's stories. It has been such an honor to get to meet all of you. Like, the more I learned about each one of you, I just like, wow, this is a really amazing group of women. Extraordinary.
I'm so looking forward to it. So to everybody watching, please follow the page, My Pink Stilettos Global. Follow the page because there's going to be lots of information on there, and also you get to know the co-authors and the ambassadors. So Dawn, where to from here?
Oh my gosh, so many fun things are happening. I have a new book coming out with my editor, co-author, friend. She and I are doing a series of books that are individual books for each one of my 7 words. You know, all my other books have had all 7 words, but now we're going to be offering people the opportunity to write, to be part of a book. So we just finished writing that this weekend, and the website just is being created as we speak. Deborah's literally like putting it together today. So that's coming. I'm working on a volunteer trip for next year to bring people and introduce them to my children in Africa, my friends in Africa, and let them experience some of the magic I've, you know, got to experience, and why I'm so in love with it. I want people to see that and feel it. So those 2 things are on the horizon. And then, you know, whatever else comes up, I always say yes to.
You know, I'm just thinking, maybe speak to Dr. Caroline Makaka as well, and maybe we can do a Ladies of All Nations international delegation to Uganda so we can all get involved in that project.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yes, because we also did a Morocco trip with Dr. Makaka, and that was amazing.
Well, yes. I mean, definitely. I see a lot of things in our futures together.
Yes, for sure. And we're also going to have an event in South Africa within the next 2 to 3 years as well. So yeah, then I get all of you here in South Africa.
Put me down. I'm there.
Awesome. So Dawn, how can one get hold of you?
You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Desire to Inspire Foundation is our handle, and we have a website, www.desiretoinspirefoundation.org. And you can see pictures of our beautiful children and see some of the work that we've done in the last 3.5 years. So those are the places that you can find us, and my books are listed there, and some of my interviews, so you can just see the work that we've been doing and what kind of impact we've made since we started.
Perfect. And your last words?
Oh, last words. I always love last words. Well, thank you very much for having me. It's been such an honor to get to talk to you. My last words are always, you know, you don't have to go to another country and feed children, or, you know, do something, you know, really over the top to be kind and to put more kindness out into the world. Every interaction we have, every single day, you know, we have the opportunity to be kind to somebody, give them a compliment, not yell at somebody in traffic, compliment somebody's shoes, just to lift the person next to you. And we all get to do it. It's free. It costs no money, but the reward is priceless.
I so agree with you, because I think even just by smiling at somebody, you can make someone's day.
Yes,
so
yes.
On that note, thank you, Dawn, for coming on board and chatting to everyone, or chatting to me and the rest of the world on Red Corner Chat. And I'm so looking forward to collaborating with you and just touching base and staying connected. So thank you so much once again, and all the best.
Thank you. You too. And I will see you in South Africa.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to that. So definitely we are going to meet. I'm also going to be in your area next year, December.
Oh, good. Okay, well, keep me posted on that.
Yes, because I'm judging the pageant, but I'll let you know more about it. So yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
I love it. Love it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to actually call it a night soon. So yeah, it's almost my bedtime.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Take care, Dawn. Bye.
Bye.